What challenges did Jefferson Davis face as CSA president? Imagine leading a nation in the middle of a brutal war with limited resources and constant internal disagreements. That was the reality for Jefferson Davis as the leader of the Confederacy. Davis had to juggle many tough issues from the start. One major challenge was managing military leadership. He often appointed friends and allies to key positions, which sometimes hurt the Army's effectiveness. He refused to name a single general-in-chief, so he ended up acting as both president and military commander. This created confusion and slowed down decision-making. His relationships with generals like Beauregard and Joseph E. Johnston were often strained, leading to disagreements and divisions within the Confederate Army. These conflicts made it harder to coordinate military efforts and respond quickly to Union advances. Another big problem was political disunity. The Confederacy was built on the idea of states' rights, which meant the central government had limited power. Many states resisted giving the government authority to act swiftly or effectively. This made it difficult to gather troops, supplies, and funds needed for the war. The lack of a strong, united front slowed down the war effort and created internal tensions. Davis also faced issues with manpower. To keep the Army going, he pushed through a conscription law in 1862. This law drafted men into the Army, but it was very unpopular. Many Southerners valued their independence and didn't want the government forcing them into service. This created resentment and protests, making it harder to maintain a steady flow of soldiers. The economy was another obstacle. As the war went on, the Confederacy faced shortages of food, supplies, and money. Blockades by Union ships cut off trade routes, leading to inflation and hunger. Civilian unrest grew, especially in cities like Richmond. Davis had to personally step in to calm protests and maintain order, but these economic hardships hurt morale and support for the war. On a personal level, Davis struggled with health problems that sometimes limited his ability to lead. His temperament was often impatient and stubborn, which caused conflicts with political and military leaders. His inability to forgive slights or change his approach made cooperation difficult. Davis's unwavering belief in independence meant he refused to consider peace negotiations. He wanted full victory or nothing, which prolonged the war even as losses mounted. His speeches grew more desperate, and his stance deepened divisions both within the South and with the Union. Finally, as Union forces pushed closer to Richmond, Davis and his government had to flee the city in April of 1865. His leadership could not prevent the collapse of the Confederacy. He was captured in May and held as a prisoner for 2 years. All these challenges, military disagreements, political splits, economic troubles, personal flaws, and unyielding war policies, made his job as Confederate president incredibly difficult and ultimately contributed to the Confederacy's defeat.